Welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. Look at Joe Johnson. He's really been playing well.
And the approach of that first half was an aggressive one. Take it to the teeth of the defense, put them on the heels, and you're either going to score or get to the line.
And mostly he's been getting to the line, guys. I mean, he has the free throw total to show for it, as well as the bumps and bruises.
Kicking off the second half, here's Lionel Hollins' five. Young is out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then it's Johnson, and it's Jack in at the point guard position. Lopez a screen, and Jack kicks to Lopez. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Lopez has got 12 in the game.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Allen, that's good. And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. Clark, thinking back to when Mike Conley was drafted fourth back in the 2007 draft, fourth overall. He wasn't an instant star, but he has gotten better every season.
Yeah, it took him a little while. I mean, he was only a freshman coming out of college back in 2007. A slow start. He had to fight for minutes, grind away. Grizzlies kept trying to get his replacement, it appeared, but he stayed the course, and now he's their franchise point guard.
You know, you think back, the Grizzlies contemplated trading Mike Conley early on in his career, and I tell you what, aren't they glad that cooler heads prevailed? I mean, his rise has helped propel them to one of the top teams in the Western Conference.
Screen by Young. And Jack, here we go. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Lopez.
Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration. And Mike Conley may be the best player in the NBA never to make an all-star team. I really feel like it's unfair to call him underrated now, because if you go around our league, all teams respect what he's been able to do in Memphis.
Burnett shooting the ball at 42%. Conley against Jack. Screen by Young. Outside Jack. To tie, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Young's got it all tied up now for Brooklyn.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Well, Memphis loves the grit and grind mentality of this Grizzlies team. We all know that. They are the most fearsome, I think, right here in the grindhouse.
No doubt about it. Some names just stick, and everyone here knows when you say grindhouse, you're talking about the FedEx Forum. Memphis so strong in this building.
To the paint. 7-foot shot. Randolph can't hit.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Lopez inside, defended by Gasol. Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch back to the basket, moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
And talking about Lopez, he does clean the glass on the offensive end. He was 12th in offensive rebounds last year. However, he was 44th in defensive rebounds. That's one important area he definitely has to work on.
Johnson outside. And that one's good. Johnson's got 14.
You know, getting back to Lopez, how good is it to have a guy with his offensive package also be a near top 10 shot blocker for you? That's what he was last season and several seasons before that. He's an all-star talent if he can just stay on the court and stay healthy. Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
The Grizzlies have been good at the free throw line in this one, 7 of 8.
You know Gasol is playing well. He has 9 points and the 2 nice steals as well. He's given them a lot with his passing and with his defensive work.
How about the activity of those hands here today?
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Young against Randolph. Young dishes to Lopez. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Marc Gasol.
And for the Nets being put up for sale, a big part of it was they were a team that was supposed to compete for titles. And since the move to Brooklyn, they have had trouble going deep in the playoff.
And you know, with Brooklyn, I don't think anybody wants to take over a team in a rebuild mode. I mean, that's what the Nets seem to be looking at for the next few seasons. They had their shot, went all in with some of their decisions, unfortunately came up short.
Brooklyn with the rebound. Lopez has got his 5th rebound in this one. Shaq with it. Conley picks him up. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Green against Johnson. 5 to shoot. Jack passes to Young. Thaddeus Young provides a lot of things, Clark. Solid on both ends of the floor. You can plug him into almost any lineup and make it work.
Yeah, he's an ideal basketball player because of his versatility. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. Not only can he play the 3 or 4, he can go inside and outside too.
Barnes, he's checked in for Zach Randolph. Good on the second free throw. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Conley kicks to Gasol. Conley sets a screen for Gasol. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And guys, when you talk about Thaddeus Young, last year was another solid season for him. Excellent job finishing around the rim as usual. Solid rebounding numbers, but still trying to improve his consistency from the 3. He started the season strong in that department. He kind of fell off a bit at the end. And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Jack against Conley. Here's Lopez. And the shot is good. Lopez has got 11 points here in just the second half.
Man, Thaddeus Young, he's really entering the prime of his career right now at age 27. Hard to believe he's now in his 9th season. Only spent 1 year in college. Still plenty of room to grow.
Jack with it, and Allen picks him up defensively. Ellington. Good work defensively by Conley. The Grizzlies trail by 3. To the wing on the left, and here's Barnes for 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Johnson against Barnes. Johnson attacking. Here's Lopez. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. And it's now 23 points for Brook Lopez.
There's been some slippage defensively here in the second half, Kevin. I mean, I'm not sure if their legs are going or what, but they've given up some easy baskets here.
Conley gets to Gasol. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Green. Carter comes in for Barnes. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Tony Allen. And it's Chalmers in for Mike Conley. Pass to Ellington. Here's Sloan, defended by Chalmers. Just 5 on the clock. 3-pointer Ellington. There's the bucket. Good. Ellington's got 7 points.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
Lee gets the bucket. And the Nets with possession here, leading by 5. Here's Sloan, picked by Bargnani. Sloan dishes to Bargnani. Nets passing it around. Fires the three. Green with the rebound.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
Now Ellington, 7 points in the game. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Sloan. There's Hollis Jefferson, and he goes in for the dunk.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
Here is Chalmers. Green, the screen. And Chalmers kicks to Green. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. It's time now to look at the NBA's toughest defensive teams from a season ago. Second, the Grizzlies.
You know, Kevin, the players in the league that worry about getting their numbers each night were often disappointed when playing this team last year. They were one of the best at opponents' points allowed per game. They set the bar pretty high for their defense this year.
Nets leading by 5. Here's Sloan. There's a screen by Robinson. Bargnani a screen on Chalmers. Takes it from 10. That's short off the rim. Grizzlies have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Carter inside the three-point line. Here's Green, and it's blocked. And here we go. Fast break. Ellington's got the ball. Hollis Jefferson passes to Ellington. Can't get it to go.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Boy, they have been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
Bargnani dishes to Ellington. There's a screen by Robinson. Ellington kicks to Bargnani. 6 to shoot. Over to the wing. Here's Sloan. Releases from the wing and drills it. And the Nets lead by 4.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
And Bargnani sends it back.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Out left to the wing. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. There's a screen by Robinson. Sloan passes to Ellington. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Outside Gasol. He dinks the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Sloan dishes to Bargnani. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Nets out in front. They lead by a bucket. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point.